welcome to another brand new episode here on Sunnyside Up Farms. So as you can see, we're in the case today and we're getting taken to the store. But before I tell you all about that one, how's everyone doing? I nearly remembered today. Yeah, I hope you're all having a good day, and it's going well so far. Just very quickly, my day not going too bad. We've had a bit of drama in the well, we live on the main road through a village, and we've had a bit of drama this morning. The ambulance has been next door for a couple of hours. She's an elderly lady that lives there, so hopefully it was all okay, but being terribly British, we haven't gone out there to to ask or anything. We wait to be told. So yeah, but we've had Mum's been getting very excited. She's up and down to the window and pulling the curtains back and different things like that. But anyway, yes, so we're at the store, and as you can see in front of us, we have bought a new tractor. Now, the store tell me that it's a very good tractor, it's very reliable, and we've done well there. Now, I do believe that may well be the case. Obviously, it's second hand. That may well be the case. Anyway, just all ignore that one. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll get this one returned, and he can carry on ploughing, and then we're going to use the new tractor to pull the drill, which I do believe it is capable of. I've been told it is. And we're going to drill the canola. Now, the drill is at the shop because we've had a little bit of repairs done to the drill. So we and they're all second-hand parts as well. We can't afford no new on this farm. Right, what we've done is, so last year, remember, in the oat field, which is the field. So you've got the field we were ploughing in the last episode, then you've got the middle field, and then you've got the field on the end of that. Well, it's the field on the end of that one. We were drilling oats in there last year, and I hit a tree with the drill when I was turning around on the headland, and I bent all of the rake. I bent it and buckled it all up, and I also damaged the N2 coulters. Now, we're a mend and make do farm. We're a kind of budget and try your best, and we sort of limped the drill through. But I did kind of think that this year maybe we need to get it sorted out before we actually get going with the drilling. So we've had some second-hand tines, which you can see they sort of fit in quite nicely. The bar's been kind of a bit of old metal that's been welded and bolted on the end and then painted, and then the same with the two coulters on the end there. But as I say, what we'll do is we'll get our good friend off now to the field, and we'll get him ploughing the field in front of where we're going to be. So we're just turning. I don't know why this tractor does this. Sometimes so now if you stop it and let that go all the way to 0 and then start again, usually it kicks it. There you go. It kicks in then, and then we'll go. Right, what we will do is we will change that to field 157, because that's obviously where we're going. That's field 157, and then what we need to do is we need to come in here, and then we need to create job. Yes, and then we do. Oh, it's already set up. Okay, so then what we press is that one, and then that one, and that should now drive off to the field and start. Hopefully, all goes well. Anyway, right, we'll get in our new tractor, and we will get attached to the drill. Yep. And we will crack on. So as I say, we've got that field to drill today, so we'll do that in today's episode. and then if am I on it? What I need to do is turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit. No, I'm not going to sing, don't worry. Right, let's just reverse the uppie. There we go. Put the beacons on and drive our new tractor. Very nice. Quite like it. So it's 145 horsepower. And just to disappear from game for a second and tell you a little bit, so in real life we had this tractor on the farm that I'm basing this series on. So we had this tractor, and when I arrived at the farm, the tractor had been replaced by the 7810 John Deere, and they still had this tractor on the farm. So basically this tractor turned over to pull in the so I told you before that one of the main ways that they refilled the drill on the farm was, I'm going very fast, I'm a bit worried this might not now pull our drill. Oh dear. Yeah, so as I say, it then went over to pull in the scissor lift C trailer around and just sort of doing odd jobs really. It sort of didn't do too much main work on the farm when I got there. So we also did some grain carting with it. It used to pull the Bertoid sprayer before they updated to a self-propelled sprayer, which when I got there was the year that they did that. So I went there in 2007, in August 2007. In the September of that year, the boss man came to me and said, are you really good with computers? And I said, fairly good, thinking that, it was broken or whatever. And I said, well, I know enough. And he said, can you do me a favour? So I said, yeah. He said, I want a self-propelled Bateman sprayer. So I was like, okay, fair enough. So he said, but he said, like, would you be willing to search for me? So I was like, yeah, I'll sort it out. So I was thinking, we would do it in the office or whatever. No, he meant do it on my own time for nothing. I'm a bit worried about this tractor, It seems to be struggling to pull this drill, not operating, just on its transport wheels up this slight hill. I've got a feeling I may well have bought a dud. Oh well, you can't trust everyone in life. Anyway, we'll find out what happens. Yeah, so and that's what I did. I went off and I found one fairly local to the farm in Pinchbeck, and we went off and had a look at it. And I went to the farm that had it at the time for a day with their sprayman, and sort of got familiar with it. Went back, reported that I liked it, reported that I thought it was okay. Bearing in mind, I hadn't really done any spraying. This was my sort of first, I'd literally just started work for the first time on, full time on a farm. Never done no spraying. I think I used the case and the Bertoid once. So I think I used it once. And then all of a sudden it was kind of, you have to make a judgment call on whether we I don't know how much the sprayer was, to be fair, because the price was you had to ring to find out the price. It didn't have the price listed on the actual listing of the sprayer. So I got to admit, I am very anxious about this now, because I don't think this tractor's going to pull this drill. Oh dear. Anyway, alright, we will come out a little bit because I can't see nothing. We will also change our drill to rapeseed. I don't think we're going to need any. I don't think we're going to need the seed bags down here. Right, the one thing that we do need to do, that's on manual already. We'll just bring that down so I can actually see it. That's on manual. That's on 24 meters. That's on 2. Yeah, everything is as it should be. Right, let's have a go. Let's drop it down and let's see what happens. Oh, hang on, before I go, so I'm drilling 12 meter ahead. Yeah, that's right. Oh, hang on, we're pulling okay. Well, the one thing it didn't do when I picked it up, it didn't tip the front up, although I've got quite a substantial front weight on there. To be fair, that's all right. I'm happy with that. We're all right. We're drilling. So yeah, as I say, we went there and we bought a self-propelled, but this tractor it pulled the Bertoid up until that point, but the Bertoid sprayer got down to basically the end of its life. Really, it was quite an old one, and oh, we're not pulling it so good again now. Oh dear, this could take a long time. Oh no, we almost found a gear. This is the only trouble with these tractors with the automatic gears, because what it doesn't sort of understand is that it goes down into the lower range, it starts to build momentum. Now a human would think, I'll keep it in this gear because this is the gear where we're getting good momentum, but it reaches a certain point and the game automatically changes up. Now when you go into the the higher gear, then suddenly it drains all of and the tractor's struggling again, then it goes back down, and then you get these sort of what I call gear bursts. Rather than just keeping it in the, see, it's now going through all the gears again to try and find the gear that was pulling alright. But the problem is when it does find that gear and then it starts to sort of pull good in that gear, it will then go up another gear and then we'll have to do the whole sequence again. It's a bit frustrating that, but that doesn't seem to be too much I can do it. Well, I suppose I could have it on manual gears, but I've never had this game on manual gears because I don't have a gear shifter or anything like that, and yeah, it's just easier to have it like this. But this is where it does let it down a little bit. But I think this tractor would also pull that plough, so it could be that in the end we just switch it over. But this tractor feels a lot more stable with this drill on. It's not moving around as much. That white case, that does feel quite light with this drill on. It's almost like it's just managing to get its front wheels off the ground, whereas this tractor does feel quite sturdy with it. But anyway, as I say, we'll get this drilled, and we will see what the crack is. Now you got to forgive me a little bit because I've been playing quite a bit of FS22 and I haven't got none of my Cytec control panel plugged in, so I've been using keyboard. Now I'm sort of using keyboard all the time, but it's quite slow me doing that because I have to try and remember what key it is. So I've got to remember I can actually use my Cytec if I want to, and that's a lot easier because I look at the Cytec control panel. So that button does that, that button does that, that button does that, that button does that, and it's so much easier. Yeah, I'll just have to get used to actually using that again. Me and FS22, we've got a very much a love-hate relationship going on. But the more I play it, the more I'm beginning to overlook the few issues that there is. And the more I'm starting to think, actually, I'm really enjoying this game. And as well, there's a few little touches that are not obvious that I've noticed that while I've been playing and trying out different things. Because now is the time in the game to try everything out and what's going to work. In the future, I'm going to need to, be thinking of new series, going to need to be thinking of new, new content, new videos. What's going to work and what isn't going to work. Let's do this now. And I've been trying a lot of things out, and there's a lot of things, and I think, oh, hang on a minute, they didn't tell us about this, but this is pretty cool. That's very clever. I like that. There's lots of little things that are just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. Like one of the, and I don't necessarily think FS22 had it. I've never noticed it in this game, but it was very immediately apparent in FS25 because I built a little farm area because I just wanted to try out the build mode and see kind of like how all that worked and what have you. And I laid gravel down next to the tarmac. So the gravelled area was where kind of like the sheds were, and then sort of tarmac leading out of the farm onto the road. And depending on what I'm travelling on, whether it be the tarmac or whether it be the gravel, the tyres actually make a different noise. So they'll actually crunch with the gravel, and then they'll make that kind of noise on the tarmac, which is what tractors make. Because of the treads on the wheels, that's the noise on tarmac that they make. And I thought, well, that's quite clever. And then in the winter time, and autumn especially, but then in winter it starts to gradually get less and less, and then by the spring it's gone again. And that is that in the autumn time, when the trees have gone a golden brown, if you go to the roads and look at the roads, there's actually leaves on the road. And then as the weather gets wetter and windier and more wintry, those leaves start to sort of rot and thin out on the road. And then by the time you get to spring, they're gone, which is kind of rough, pretty much what happens in real life. So that's quite clever too. So I was sort of really impressed with that. There's just one or two things, and I think, they didn't tell us about this, but I quite like that. As I say, I quite like that. So it's I'm slowly kind of falling in love with the game, and as I say, I'm sort of trying something a bit new out at the moment that doesn't involve farming, but will eventually involve farming, but not at the moment. It's a start from scratch thing, but to say you start from scratch is true, but not strictly true. So I start the game with a few of the essential things for this particular game type that I'm trying, and I'm not going to say what it is because I think very much so it's going to become a series, and once I've kind of decided that for definite, I will then start to, I'll obviously do a sort of an introductory episode, like a pilot episode, where we sort of get to know what we're going to do and sort of some examples. Now in the beginning it's long and it's drawn out because I start with the few essential bits that I need, but I also start see, the thing with the loan is that you can have the loan and then all you do is each day you just pay off the interest, which is, that's okay, I guess, but I'm thinking you're not actually paying the loan off, and you can get to you're a millionaire and then go to the bank, I'll pay the loan off now, and I thought, it doesn't really work like that in real life. So I thought, no, what we'll do is, rather than start with a loan, we will start on minus 250,000. Now 250,000, the reason being is that the kind of storyline to it is that we've moved from the city, we found a place in the countryside, and the 250,000 is the mortgage that we took out to buy the property. As I say, and I started it yesterday, sort of just trying it all out. Say, included in that was the build mode and stuff like that, and tried it all out, and at the moment it's working really well. Like I say, the only sort of downside to it is that it takes quite a long time to pay off the 250,000, and in the first sort of 2 years really, it's very repetitive. But if you think of it in terms of sort of Farmers Dynasty, or there's a couple of new games coming out, which is Farm Renovator and Farm Shop Manager on Steam. I've actually played the demo to Farm Shop Manager. That was just a little bit too repetitive and a little bit too trolley. Trolling for me, because it was literally a case of, you had to. But I thought, well, on this game, I thought, on those games, in general, we sort of, like I've played sort of gas simulator, and I've played, sort of pumping simulator or whatever it's called. And I thought on there, you're just very repetitive until you start to get money, and then you can start to, grow and improve and stuff. And so I thought, well, actually, what I'll do is I'll do this and just see really how bad it is, and then is there something I can do that makes each episode sort of interesting, and so that people will watch. Excuse me. And as I say, at the moment it's going okay, but I'm really looking forward to possibly bringing it. And I mean, I would love to bring it as a live stream series. That's what I would love to bring it as, a live stream series. I think that would be awesome. And I also think it would work very well because it is very repetitive. So live stream people can keep dipping in and out. But not only that as well, while we're doing and repeating, we're chatting, and there'll be, obviously people hopefully will be messaging and different things, and we can sort of go from there. So that's what I would love to do. I've not figured out how you do live stream yet. I've got a NVIDIA desktop-y thing that got automatically installed apparently when I updated the graphics drivers. That does, when you press the key combination to get it up, it does say that you can live stream with it. But I've clicked on it and nothing happened, so I don't really know how to do that. But it'll be a case of maybe doing a 5-minute live stream, just trying it out and seeing what happens and how you get on with things, and then sort of doing it for real. But anyway, that's enough of me travelling on for a long time. As you can see, he's certainly going ploughing in there. He's getting on with it nicely. I might actually this year, drill it this way, as opposed to drilling it that way. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's all too much. Anyway, right, what we're going to do is we're going to have a hell of a job in seeing the mark that we need to see in order to drill the tram lines. Because I can't see that at all. What about if we turn the lights on? Well, it's not much better. I think it's somewhere there. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Don't worry. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill the headlands and the rest of the field, and I'm going to switch over to a little bit of time lapse because this is going to take a while. So I'll see you towards the end. So there we go, that's got the drilling done. Now what we'll do is we'll get this unfolded and get it dropped down. Oh no, that's not what we meant. Get this unfolded and then we will turn that off for a start. If I could have my mouse, but that'd be great. It's hard anymore. Oh, hang on, we need to do this first. Right, and now we'll drop it down. No, apparently you've just got to drop it. Okay, we can't fold it down as we would do in real life and rest it on its wheels. We just got to slam it down to the ground. Fair enough. Anyway, so we got that field drilled. Just decided, as you can see in the end, to do it that way. And I'm pleased I did, really. This tractor, although the gears do annoy me in the sense that it keeps stopping while it changes down the whole range and then changes its way back up, only to then go one gear too far for it to sort of change down the whole range again. It's yeah, as I say, it does. It has been annoying, but it's a very good tractor to drill with. It's been going, as I say, it went really well. That did. I was really pleased with that. But we'll go back in a second and we'll get the Davy Brown and the rolls, and then we'll get the field rolled, and then that'll be us then until next month. So September will be in then, and then we can carry on. But as I say, he's done really well to plough this field as much as what he's done. I'm really pleased. The old Dad's well plough standing up to it and a tree. So as I say, we'll leave him to do this field while we're excuse me, while we're getting on with the rolling. But just thought we'd come and have a little look at this tractor. I do like that tractor. It is very, very nice. It's a very nice tractor. Ideal for ploughing and for disking and stuff like that. Yeah, very good. So yeah, as I say, we'll go back and we'll get the into the David Brown and we'll get the rolls. I'll just drop this off in the middle of the yard somewhere, just because obviously we're going to be using it again. We're going to be using it again next month. We need to drill the wheat, and if we have oats again, or whatever it is that we decide to grow. But so we will, as I say, we'll leave it out and leave it in the yard. We'll need it. We'll jump on the David Brown, and then we'll go and get some rolling done. So we'll leave it down here, that's fine. Turn the lights on. Oh, yeah, another set of lights to go. Hang on. Turn the engine off, James, otherwise we'll be wasted diesel. Alright. We will take this down there, just drop this off. Again, we'll just leave it out and available, easy access, just because that field's going to need power in that we're ploughing now, so we can we need it available for us. Right, I am looking for the rolls and they're there. Now, am I going to get through the shed with my real dual wheels on through the post? Yeah, I think we might be able to make that. I'll tell you what, that's tight, isn't it? Cool. Blimey, is that tight. Anyway, we'll get the rolls and we'll crack on with that job. And I will again, I'll switch it over to a little bit of time lapse, and then there won't be much time lapse, to be fair, in this one, just because we have had quite a bit of time lapse already. But as I've said before, the reason why some videos get big chunks of time lapse and then other ones don't is because you know, the fields on here are quite big, and obviously, you know, in the time that I'm sort of can record and that my computer will allow me to record, you know, before we have the usual issues, it just means that this is the way I have to do it, unfortunately, until I get my new computer. But You know, until that happens, then as I say, this is just the way I can do it. But when we do get the new computer, and it will be a when, not an if, I've got to be more positive. Positivity when we get a new computer, not if. We'll be able to do things a lot differently because the one that I found is an i9 processor with 64 gig memory with a 4 terabyte SSD drive, 2 terabyte RAM drive, I think it is, 12 gig graphics card. So that's what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm saving for. But that's, well, with a few little extras that I would like to get for it as well. Some peripheral things that I would like to get for it as well. It's going to be just short of £3,000, but yeah, it's a good computer. Say it's from Chill Blast. You know, if you're looking for a new computer or a new laptop, go check them out. This computer that I'm using at the moment is a Chill Blast one. It's been absolutely awesome since day one. Yeah, as I say, it's been absolutely awesome from day one, and I've had no problems with it. I say the only thing, but at the time when I bought it, I wasn't doing YouTube. I had no real sort of inkling that I was ever going to be doing YouTube. I'd never really thought about it when I first bought it. I bought it about 6 years ago, and as I say, when I bought it back then, I really, you know, YouTube wasn't in my sort of thinking. And so 8 gig RAM was perfect for what I needed, and it kept the price down. But as I say, now that we're doing YouTube, now that we're up and running and, you know, sort of doing it regularly and what have you, then yes, we need more memory, and we need, you know, I mean, I've got a 6 gig graphics card in this one, which, you know, copes with this game. I mean, it goes automatically to ultra, and I tone it down to medium just because I don't think it needs, for me personally, there's not enough difference between ultra and medium for me to think, oh, you definitely need it on ultra. There's just not enough difference for me, so I have it on medium. And the same with FS22. Again, it's selected it straight to ultra, and I've switched it down to medium, just because, like I say, I don't think there's enough difference in it for me to, you know, for me to be running my sort of graphics card on ultra when there's no real need to. But yeah, anyway, we'll switch over to some time lapse, and I'll get this fit. Hang on, pedals are interfering with with the game again. That's because I just moved my foot and I literally brushed the side of the pedal, and that's what it does. It then instantly stops them. But anyway, we'll get this roll, get some, and then once we've done a bit, we'll come back in and we'll see where we're at. See you in a minute. So we've nearly got the rolling finished as well now, which is good. I noticed that the ploughman has now finished, so he can go and get his lunch. That's a terrible joke. But yeah, so we get this field rolled, and then tomorrow we can be on with getting the wheat drilled and the other field ploughed as well. It's been really helpful actually having the course play to plough these fields, so that we can get on. But then what I might do is as well, I might at some point start looking around for a couple of contracts to do again, hoping that the eggs, we can also sell the eggs. The last time I checked, the price was nowhere near good enough for us to be selling them, so that's why they've not been sold yet, but they will be sold once the price is good. From the last episode, I think it was the last episode or the episode before, I did get all the bales moved and I did get them sold, and that was the reason why the money had jumped up quite as much as what it had. I mean, it's obviously come down again now because we bought a new tractor, and I was really impressed with that case, to be fair. I was really impressed with how balanced it was with that seed drill. I think I've drilled this field pretty straight. Now we'll know next month when we move over to the next day in game. Obviously that'll be September, so it'll be the next month, so the crop will be through, so then we'll be able to see how straight it actually was. But it felt like I did a pretty good job in there, in this field, so I'm relatively confident that just using the markers, the bout markers, I was able to drive in a straight line. But it really helped because the tractor just seemed to be made for that drill, because the drill wasn't pulling it one side or the other, which sometimes you get with like modded drills and modded tractors. You'll get some sort of like kind of almost mismatch, if you like. Even though the tractor has got the rated horsepower, it will still get pulled or whatever. But as I say, this one didn't. It didn't get pulled over one side or the other, and it felt like I drilled it all straight. I've not rolled it straight. I've noticed once or twice I've been going up and going, ooh, I'm a little bit out there. I've not rolled it nowhere near straight, but that thankfully won't ruin the tram line, so we'll see. The headlands might be a bit whiffy, and that's fine, but as long as the actual sort of tram lines in the middle of the field are straight, we should be okay with but yeah, we'll wait and see. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and if you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Bye for now.